Hey, I didn't expect to see all you guys here.
Hey, yo, Bill, let's go. I have another Rocky film to write, all right?
Well, he's been doing me for years, so I thought I'd come and meet him.
In terms of this impression of me, like Fred Travalena does, my position on impressions is very sure and, well, it's positive, but sometimes it can be, well, it can be negative, or, well, it...
The guy who is hit with a pie or the joke that has plenty of hook and the bob when you laugh your head off.
Impressionist extraordinaire, Mr. Fred Travalena.
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 Now, ladies and gentlemen, Fred Travalena.
Who's Fred Travalena?
Fred Travalena.
Fred.
Mr. Fred Travalena.
Yeah! Fred Travalena.
It's not Trevino or Travolta. It's Fred Travalena. Say that with me. Fred Travalena.
Travalena, Travanti, Trevino, Provolone, Thumbelina. I've never heard such a crazy name in my entire life.
Hi, I'm Fred Travalena, and I'm particularly pleased to introduce you to an art form that is very near and dear to my heart. The handful of performers who will join me on this adventure have entertained hundreds of millions of people all over the world. Katharine Hepburn singing Happy Birthday. Okay.
Happy birthday to you. And you all poop.
It's the truth. If they wanted the truth, they'd go to the Dalai Lama. It's a conspiracy, I tell you.
We want to give you a brief look at these uniquely talented performers in a show we're calling First Impressions.
Now, I've done the talk shows, the Tonight Show, the Merv Griffin shows, the game shows. I did anything for money. But people always say when they watch me in a nightclub, we never saw you do that. We never saw you do that.
What kind of man is this? An empty shell.
That's why I'm following you.
Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me. Raindrops keep rolling on my head. Candyman.
You know something? I have never been so complimented in my life. Thank you, babe.
Jack Kennedy was, he'd be way up there. So I say, ask not what your country could do for you, but ask what you could do for your country. And Bobby was a little lower. He'd say, some men see things as they are and ask why. I dream of things that could be and ask why not. And then Ted is even lower still. He talks way down there. Health assurance is very important. Isn't that right, Mother? And Rose says,
Rose says, absolutely, Edward.
Now for our first question. Mr. President.
Yes?
I'm sorry. Just an old habit.
You know, they still have to call me that? No, President Carter. This is for our current president, President Reagan. Mr. President, when it came to selling arms to Iran and diverting money to the Contras, did you know or didn't you know?
Well, you know, I didn't know. But I didn't know that I didn't know. My staff knew that I didn't know that they knew.
Excuse me, but how long is this going to take?
That was the worst Walter Brennan I've ever heard.
I was made up in the presidential suite to look exactly like George Bush. Got in a limo, so people bought it. Guy comes out of the street, great coat, hand like this. Comes over to me and flashes a Secret Service badge. He said, "Get back in the car." I said, "No, I'm just going." He said, "Get back in the car." I got called out to Elstree Studios. Remember this? One day, very early in the morning. And I walk in, and Frank Pepiot and they're all sitting there. He says, "Do your Rod Steiger." I said, "I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. I want to..." "Wait a minute. Just wait a minute." I goes, very good. Wait outside." Second one in comes Rich. "Hi, Fred. What are you doing?" I said, "Well, asked me to come out here and do Rod Steiger." He said, Oh, yeah. So he goes in. They do the same thing with him. So now
I could have been a contender.
he sits down. In comes Frank Gorshin. "What are we doing here?" "I don't know. We just did Rod Steiger." He goes in. He does Rod Steiger. So they wrote a routine of the three Steiger brothers, the head of a movie studio, and we couldn't get through it.
Send in my cowboy.
Send in his cowboy! Send in his cowboy!
It's really one of the better things there.
Sign your contract. It was the same
pen that General Douglas MacArthur used to sign the Japanese surrender on the battleship Missouri.
Battleship Missouri! Missouri!
And who are you? There's no business like show business. I know business. I know. Everything about it is appealing.
Everything the traffic will allow.
No extra to get a happy feeling.
When you are still in that extra mile.
There's no people.
Back no people.
This mile.
Leave me alone. Even the turkey.
Now with those who may be stranded out in the cold.
I wouldn't change it.
Or a sack of gold.
Let's go on with the
I was working in a place called the Premier Theater in Westchester County in New York, and I was working with Johnny Mathis, and I had just written the Sinatra tribute.
I'll never smile until I smile at you. You lie awake and think about the girl and never ever think of counting sheep. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. It's up to you, New York, New York.
What you've just seen is a small sampling of the treasure trove of material we have in store for you on First Impression. He does.
Who the hell are these people?
Well, that's all, folks.